One other thing before we close, I think people would like to hear your excitement about the upcoming Europa League final.
It's not excitement. Ah,
I mean, what a game! What
yeah.
a game that is!
Between 16th and 17th in the Premier League. I mean, it's from watching it today. Oh. Look, what an opportunity! What a game! A game with such jeopardy, such consequence for the winners and for the losers. A magnificent night awaits for the winner, and a horrible night awaits for the loser. And to be fair, I said it earlier on in the week, and I don't know if any other United fans are feeling the same. You know, there is an excitement about a final, but there's also that sickly feeling of it's got to go right, and that's always been the same in football. You know what's at stake, but it feels more at stake just because of the fact it's an English team. You know, in 2008, I wasn't in the squad, in the matchday squad, but I travelled with the squad to Moscow when we beat Chelsea, and it was a game where you just thought, if Chelsea had beaten us that night, how bad would it have been? How sort of, you know, just losing against Chelsea, one of the competitors in your own league, and then, you know, the United lads, Tottenham lads will travel there in 10 days' time and to Bilbao with excitement, wanting to win, knowing they can get Champions League football at the end of what's been a horrible season for both of them in the Premier League, and grab some sort of type of victory from defeat. And that's how it would be for, I think, Ange Postecoglou and for Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim's quotes the day after the game, I think, were quite stark about, you know, the fact that, you know, every single weekend they seem to just let those United fans down. They've just switched off completely when it comes to the Premier League, and Tottenham have as well. And it's all eyes towards that final. So much at stake. Half anxious, half excited, half nervous,
And you've
half
just
worried
you've
to
just
death.
talked about that Moscow final, yeah. That Moscow final that went to penalties, and
Oh,
John Terry's famous.
no.
I mean, a penalty shootout in Bilbao. I mean, it
No,
doesn't bear thinking about for either side, does it?
No, it doesn't, Peter. I'm
I'll,
sorry.
I'll let you drift away on
No,
that
just
thought.
it
Gary.
doesn't. No. Hey, look, it's 10 days away. People might say, "Well, Gary, you played in finals, you played in FA Cup finals, and you know I didn't quite feel like this." But I do remember the couple of years where I missed a game or two, and I missed a couple of finals, and I felt, you know, back then, that sickly feeling of the penalties in Moscow, and that horrible feeling of thinking, you know, in Barcelona when we lost that final, in Rome when we lost that final to Barcelona, that sickly feeling of being sort of there and watching, knowing the fans, 15, 20,000, 30,000 of them had travelled. Yeah, there's a lot at stake, a lot at stake.
As the much-anticipated Europa League final approaches, Manchester United legend and Sky Sports pundit Gary Neville has shared his insights ahead of the all-English showdown between Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur. With both sides aiming to end their season on a high, Neville believes this clash has all the ingredients to be a classic under the lights. Speaking on Monday Night Football, Neville highlighted the contrasting journeys both clubs have taken to reach the final. Manchester United have had their ups and downs this season, but they've found form at the right time, he said. Tottenham, under Ange Postecoglou, have been a breath of fresh air. They've brought attacking flair back to the club, and they won't be afraid of United. Neville, who lifted the UEFA Cup during his playing days, admitted that finals are often decided by moments of brilliance or lapses in concentration. These games aren't about who's better on paper, he explained. They're about who turns up on the night. Bruno Fernandes could be the difference for United, but Tottenham have players like Son and Maddison who can hurt you. One key battle Neville is keeping an eye on is in midfield. Casemiro versus Bissouma could be a defining duel. Casemiro brings experience and steel, but Bissouma's energy and drive will be crucial for Spurs. Whoever controls the middle of the park will likely win the game. Neville also pointed to Manchester United's defensive improvements under Ruben Amorim, who took over from Erik ten Hag mid-season. They've become more compact and confident at the back. Lenny Yoro has settled in quickly, and Dalot is playing the best football of his career. That solid foundation could give them the edge. However, he was quick to praise Tottenham's resurgence. Postecoglou has restored belief and identity at Spurs. They're playing some of the most fearless football we've seen from them in years. If they score first, United will have a real fight on their hands. When asked for a prediction, Neville remained cautiously optimistic. I think it'll be tight. Both teams have match winners. But if United play with the same discipline and intensity they've shown in recent weeks, they might just edge it. 2-1 to United, after extra time. As fans gear up for a historic night of European football, one thing is certain, with Manchester United and Tottenham fighting for glory, and legends like Neville offering their verdicts, the Europa League final promises drama, passion, and plenty of unforgettable moments.